You ever get a lot of prospects that come to you and say, hey, I don't have the money, right? My name is Brian Couch, and I just got done talking to a customer of mine who she does the majority of her business still belly to belly, old school, chatting people up, trying to sell them products, trying to get them to come to a meeting or flip a chart or watch a video so that she can recruit them into an opportunity. And she told me specifically, she said, people just don't have the money nowadays. And I want you to think about that, because we're at a time in life where, just one example, right? College, right? Where more people have gone to college than ever before. More people are in college right now than ever before in history. And college costs more money right now than it has ever before. It costs more than it ever has, and more people are doing it than ever before. And right now, it's actually less valuable than it's ever been in our country, in our nation, in our world's history. It's less valuable, more people are buying it, and it costs more than ever, right? People are going into $20,000, $100,000, $140,000 in debt to get this college education. Why are they doing that? A lot of them, right? I say a lot of them, some of them, a smaller percentage of them, because they have a specific goal in mind. They want to be a doctor, they want to be a lawyer, they want to do this, that, or the other, and they need this college degree to get to it. A lot of other ones are like me, where we just went because it was the thing to do, right? It's the next step, it's what you have to do. But ultimately, the reason that these people are doing it is because they want more money. That's why they're going $120,000 in debt, because they believe that right there is going to help them get a lot more money, because they'll have the degree finally, or whatever the case may be. So when I hear someone say to me that, she doesn't sell the same product I do, she's not in the same opportunity as me, and that's totally fine. But when someone says, nobody has the money nowadays, right? Where are all these other people doing that they're coming up with money, right? What about that 20-year-old college kid that just invested $5,000 of his money, right, to buy education from me, right? Where are these people coming with money if nobody has it? Obviously, the problem is, if you're receiving that objection a lot, it's because you don't believe that they have the money. She actually went on to say that, hey, I kind of grew up to where I was in a middle class, and, things were kind of easy for me, and, nobody really has it as easy as I had it, so it wasn't really that difficult for me to come up with the money, but everybody else, they have it way worse. That's the real problem. It's that belief. It's that mindset. It's her belief that she has it easier than everyone else. And she's buying everyone else's excuses. In fact, she's even projecting them on to most people that not only do they not have the money, that they can't come up with the money. When in reality, what that means is that she doesn't really have enough belief in her product or in her opportunity, or hasn't really worked on herself enough to get over some of those money objections, to get over some of those belief issues that she has that she's projecting on other people. Okay? Now, if you're watching this video, then I want you to pay attention to this. I didn't mean for any of that to offend you, but this is kind of the things that I see, right? Where people are saying these kinds of things where if you don't think that somebody has the money and you go in there and you start talking to them anyway and you're trying to sell them something to get their money even though you don't think they have enough, you've got a problem, right? So that's ultimately why I never get this objection, because, well, for one, I market, right? So people don't come to me and say, hey, Brian, I don't have the money, because I'm not coming to them, right? I'm not chasing after them. But when I am, ahead of time, it's just a simple conversation of, well, obviously, if you're saying that means you don't realize the value of it. Because people buy things all the time that they can't afford. They buy things constantly that they don't have the money for. And the reason why is because people buy the things that they want. They're going to get it if they want it. And if they're telling you that, it's because they don't want it. And if you think that they should want it, I don't know, maybe you're wrong, or maybe you haven't done a good job of explaining it to them. And you haven't built up the value of it enough to where they see it as worth more than the amount of money that you're asking for it. Because if you're asking an amount of money that seems like way more than what it's worth, then of course they're never going to have the money for that. Nobody has any money to waste. I don't have the money to waste, right? Like I made money today, but I'm not wasting it. I don't have any money to waste, but I do have money to spend on the things that I find more valuable than what they cost, right? So a couple of tips, fix your mindset that if you're talking to people who you believe don't have the money, then don't even waste your time, because, for one, you're probably wrong, but two, if you are right, whether you're right or wrong, you're going to project that on them. And the very first time they get the chance to give you that objection and say, nah, it's because they don't want it, okay? Number two is build up some perceived value, Talk about, in their mind, I don't want to get into that because that's going to be a whole nother topic, but build up the perceived value of it. Build up the value. Talk about why it was worth more money than what you spent for it, right? Why you would easily and gladly continue to spend money on it. If you're only buying it for the opportunity because you bought it so that you could sell it so that you could make more money, well then, yeah, maybe it's not really worth the money, right? You just had to do that in order to get to the next thing. But if it didn't have an income opportunity attached to it at all, and you would continue to buy it over and over and over again, then you're in the clear. Let them know that and why you would do that. Okay? If buying that one thing has made you a lot more money, well then yeah, obviously, if you could go back in time and tell yourself, you'd say, hey, buy more of it. Buy it at a bigger start package, right? Get a couple of friends and have them all buy it all together, right? The problem isn't that people don't have the money, because there's plenty of money. There's not a shortage of money out there. The problem is your mindset going into the conversation. Hopefully that was helpful, guys. If you know somebody that needs this conversation, feel free to share this on Facebook, tag them on it. Visit me on briancouch.com.